Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be talking about how the US government may use Quant. So we'll be going through a fantastic thread of tweets provided by Greg Lunt on Twitter, where he provided details in regards to a new publication entitled A Framework for International Engagement on Digital Assets, where the article provided details in regards to a number of developments involving crypto and DLT. And this article was actually published by multiple US government agencies. So the article is in response to President Biden's executive order in March surrounding regulation to the overarching crypto marketplace, and also in regards to the implementation and rolling out of a US CBDC. So within the initial paragraph provided by this article, the paragraph provided details in regards to platform interoperability, and the next sections of the paper provided details in regards to how regulation will become increasingly more important, especially in regards to the adoption of technologies and infrastructure to improve actions surrounding finance and other industries within the US. So the initial segment of the paper referenced to a publication authored by the US government entitled Enhancing Cross-Border Payments, which was published in 2020, where the paper provided details in regards to developments surrounding cross-border payment infrastructure, which will be directly built and will be adopted through the benefits provided by blockchain and DLT. Where the paper provided details in regards to how the Bank for International Settlement is testing an API payment framework in a cross-border pilot program between April 2022 to June 2023. So the rolling out and implementation of an API gateway provided by the BIS is in view of the BIS promoting the rolling out of an MCBDC bridge, where the rolling out of an MCBDC bridge is in view of implementing and utilizing multiple API gateways, which will enable improvements in the ability for varying CBDC payment infrastructures to cross-communicate, and in turn improve the ability for financial activities to pass between these ledgers at a given time. So the mentioned paper also provided details in regards to how other financial entities, including the IMF and the World Bank, as well as the BIS, are also seeking to collaborate in view of the overarching implementation of CBDCs. So this is a diagrammatic indication of how an MCBDC bridge could appear. So one innovation on the marketplace that could provide the ability for varying CBDCs to have some degree of cross-chain compatibility is overledger, where overledger provides the unique ability to enable cross-network interoperability regardless of the background the network is based on, be it DLT or legacy based. So not only could overledger facilitate interoperability between varying CBDC ledgers, overledger could also enable the active ability for CBDC ledgers to cross-communicate with legacy networks. So this is a key limitation surrounding the rolling out of a CBDC, and this key limitation could be overcome through the utility of overledger. So the second chapter within the paper provided details in regards to how a regulatory compliant framework would have to be implemented to improve financial activities which occur within the overarching US economy, where the paper provided details in regards to how the implementation of an overarching asset which complies with FATF would have to be rolled out. So the Quant team have actually been working hard to ensure that its applications, including overledger, comply with all of these regulatory frameworks, including FATF. So with Quant's overledger already complying with such frameworks, overledger could be the option of choice, especially in view of the rolling out of DLT across the wider US marketplace, especially their economy. So overledger could be the underlying asset which facilitates cross CBDC interoperability. So the third chapter of the publication provided details in regards to how the IMF are looking to developments involving CBDCs, and how the IMF are also seeking to improve the ability for CBDCs to communicate and interoperate. So Quant actually has a link to the IMF, where in a publication published by Gemini detailed as to how the IMF are seeking to leverage Quant's MLT stablecoin to improve the ability for future fiat CBDCs to interconvert. So the active utility of MLT stablecoins is also coupled with other financial bodies, including Visa, detailing to the importance of the implementation and rolling out of a universal payment channel hub, where the universal payment channel hub is again centered around improving the ability for future fiat CBDCs to cross-communicate and interoperate, and in turn interconvert. So the central Quant MLT stable could facilitate these actions more seamlessly and actively. So this could be another use case surrounding Quant's innovations. So in the 4th chapter of this publication, the publication provided details in regards to how multilateral development banks could be involved in developments involving DLT and blockchain, where one example of a bank, a global bank, which could be involved in blockchain developments is the World Bank. So the World Bank has discussed the benefits provided by overledger, where they detailed as to how overledger provides universal interoperability. And this is also coupled with overledger and Quant being at the center of developments involving the Latin American digital dollar, where Quant is in an active partnership with LAC Chain in developments involving the development of an overarching blockchain network for South America, which is centered around improving financial activities which occur within this region of the world. So the 5th chapter of the article provided details in regards to how the Federal Reserve has partnered with the BIS in overseeing advancements to CBDC pilot schemes around the world. So the BIS has some links to Quant, where the BIS has actually been involved in developments involving multiple CBDC pilot schemes and has also partnered with SDX Global, which is a Swiss fintech organization, where the joint collaboration between the BIS and SDX Global is in view of improving and facilitating cross-border settlements between varying central banks. So SDX actually harnesses the benefits surrounding Quant's overledger. So the direct collaboration between the BIS and SDX Global may see the likes of Quant's overledger being implemented into such use cases. So the 6th chapter of the article also provided details in regards to the rolling out of the ISO standard, where the ISO standard is a new messaging service which is centered around improving financial activities which arise between varying financial bodies at a given time, where a number of financial bodies, including the Fed, the ECB and SWIFT, are set to implement and roll out ISO into their overarching standards. So Quant's innovations, including overledger, is one example of an ISO compliant standard. So with Quant being ISO compliant, this could see a number of financial bodies, including the Fed, the ECB and SWIFT, turning to Quant's overledger to improve use cases surrounding cross-ledger interoperability and cross-border payments. So Quant has some loose links to developments surrounding a Fed CBDC, where the Boston branch of the Federal Reserve and MIT are conducting pilot schemes involving the exploration of a US CBDC. So MIT and Quant actually have a direct affiliation, where the two organizations work together to ensure that Quant's overledger ODAP offering adhered to regulatory frameworks. And this is coupled with the two organizations also working together in the authoring of a paper entitled Implementing a CBDC. So with MIT having a direct affiliation with Quant, this could see the likes of the Boston branch of the Fed, or just the overarching Federal Reserve in itself, seeking to implement and utilize Quant's innovations, including overledger, to improve actions surrounding cross-border payments and CBDC interoperability. So again, this could be another use case surrounding Quant's innovations, including in this case overledger. So with the recent paper published by the US government centered around developments involving DLT and CBDCs, coupled with Quant's innate qualities, which could make it an appropriate option, Quant could be at the center of developments involving financial actions across the wider US marketplace and economy. What are your thoughts on Quant? Do you think the US government will use Quant? Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching, Crypto Clan. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click on the notification bell. Let us know your views in the comments below. Thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.